Right, so we're just going to go with a simple, just scoring all the way down. So we're going to start off at the top here. We're going to come down. So now when I'm doing this, I'm not using the whole knife, okay? I'm only using about this much of the blade. Very, very small amount. You can actually use your finger as a guide, obviously not on the sharp side. You can see here just how little of the blade is actually going in. There we go. So I'm just going to crack on now with getting that through. So you want to keep these about 1 inch apart. Obviously too far apart and you're not going to get the render out the skin. Too close together, you're not going to have any crackling left. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is, if you guys join back on with us again, about 3:30, we will be getting ready to go to the event. So about 3 o'clock, I think we'll probably jump back on the live and show you guys where we're up to. I might do a little bit in the morning as well, just to see where we start, and we'll sort of do a whole process of start to finish of come on an event with us. We won't let all of our trade secrets out, but you know, I think it's important that we have transparency. You know, there's no secrets, there's no chemicals or anything like that involved with making the crackling, anything like that. Obviously pig skin is very, very tough, so as I'm getting down this now, I can feel I'm losing the edge of the blade. You can probably see when I'm starting, I'm just having, there you go, just having a little bit of resistance just for getting it started. This is great, so much information. Well, thanks very much, Grant. As always, any questions, just send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook, or send us an email. We've got an information request form on the website, or give us a ring. So I'm getting sort of 2/3 of the way down the first side. I'm actually going to swap this blade over. This is a brand new blade just before I started while I was getting set up. Just turn that around now, and you can see straight away there's none of that sort of pull or resistance at all. Lovely sharp blade. So just going back to salting, crackling, I actually prefer, so when we go back to saying not adding anything to it, you can add what you like. Some people actually cook it over a steam bath. Some people think that, you know, it works better with a little bit of steam, sort of helps build the bubbles per se. What I actually do is I start it off for an hour or so first, nice high heat, get that sear and start rendering some of that fat, and then I can use that fat to be able to then help the salt stick to the skin. So we're not adding anything to it, we're not adding any oil. Some people will add white wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar. I personally don't think you need to. That's not to say that anyone out there is wrong. Anyone's family secret, grandma's secret recipe for the last 100 years, please send your grandma my way. So we're just going down the other side now. I'll put a couple of pictures up so you can see the finished product. So when we get to the other side, I've got very limited availability left for this week. This season, in fact. This week we have absolutely no availability left, simply because all the abattoirs are shut over the weekend and we would not get the pig, let alone have hung it enough. So we can, if we need to, work on a 2-week turnaround. So normally, with regards to turnaround, some people will book literally years in advance. We've got stuff in for the back end of 2027. And obviously we've got stuff in for next week. We are very fully booked now for the peak season. Obviously do try us, because a couple of people have cancelled. So there's been a couple of other events we've managed to pick up very, very short term, some lucky guests. anyone, and of course sometimes vendors cancel. If you're holding an event and your vendors have cancelled, give us a try. We're not owned by anyone else, it's literally me and my wife, so we sort of have the final say on whether we go to an event, whether it's worth going to, what we charge, all of our equipment. So nothing is rented or hired at all, it's all bought and paid for. So we are totally owner operated. My wife, if you do book with us, you'll see that my lovely wife actually, although takes care of our 2 children 99% of the time, she will be the one that does a lot of the bookwork and a lot of the legwork that goes on behind the scenes. So there we go. Just bring you down from there a second. What dessert would you recommend to follow? We do offer a few desserts on there as well. So as I was saying, with being owner operated, if there's anything that you fancy that's not on the website, just try us. We have the say on what goes. Right, so let's turn you around here a second. There we go. Right, so this pig now is all scored. Excuse the dried blood on my hands. The pig is scored. So as you can see here, we're not through to the flesh. We're just through to the skin. Even down here, we're just through to the meat. So we've gone into that layer of fat, and we're just onto the layer of meat. Obviously this bit here is going to go crispy anyway, but all this here will just allow that fat to ooze out. We'll salt that, and that will give us the most absolutely